Hey guys, Zach here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the SH MonsterArts Godzilla 2019. Now, of course, this version of Godzilla comes from the 2019 movie, Godzilla King of the Monsters, which I have reviewed on this channel before, but if you want to know my thoughts on it, I really liked it. I thought it was a very good movie. There are some things that, yeah, they could have done a bit differently, but for the most part, it was still a great movie. I'd personally give it an 8 out of 10. I think it is a really good movie, but yeah. It's still in theaters right now, so if you want to go watch it, go ahead. Or at least as of me recording this. But yeah, anyway, with all of that out of the way, before we take a look at the figure itself, we have some stuff we have to look at first. Starting off with the packaging. And the packaging on this figure is actually very nice, and probably my favorite box in the SH MonsterArts line. But yeah, granted I don't have a lot, but I still like how this thing looks. So let's take a closer look. So as you can see, we have sort of like a bluish color scheme going on right here. We have a nice picture of the figure right here, Godzilla 2019. And we have a little window here so you can look at the figure. Something that a lot of SH MonsterArts figures don't really have anymore, which is honestly kind of a shame. It'd be nice if more of them had this sort of window, but yeah. Anyway, taking a closer look here. The upper right here, we have the MonsterVerse logo, and we have Godzilla King of the Monsters. In the corner right here, we have Bandai, Tamashii Nations, and the Tamashii Nations sticker of quality right here. Anyway, right here, we have the 65th anniversary logo right here, which again, I like that they include that on a lot of the figures. That's a very nice touch, but we have the Toho logo right here. Toho, I meant to say, but yeah. Anyway, we have the legendary logo right here. Legal information here, and some more words, so if you want to read that, go ahead. Anyway, on the side here, we have SH MonsterArts Godzilla 2019, and the MonsterVerse logo right here. On the back, we have some pictures of the figure, which do look nice. When I saw this back in December, I wasn't really a big fan of how that looked, but actually having the figure in hand, it's actually not terrible, so yeah. In fact, this is actually a very good figure, but we'll talk about that. But anyway, we have a picture here that shows off the accessories being used, which we will take a look at after we take a look at the packaging. And down here, we have some information, I believe, about the sculptor of this figure, Yuji Sakai. So yeah, I can't really read Japanese, so if you want to read that, or if you can read Japanese and you want to read that, go ahead. I'm just kind of slowly panning so you can kind of pause and read through. So, yeah. And right here we have that this figure is for ages 15 and up. So, parents, if you're buying this for a kid, don't, because this is more of a, adult collectible. So, yeah. Anyway, we have the SH MonsterArts Godzilla 2019 right here. And we actually have a very nice picture of the figure right here. I actually really like how he looks here. But, anyway. On the bottom, we have a nice picture of the figure here and some legal information here. So, yeah. And as you can see, this costed about 70 bucks. Anyway, now we'll take a look at the accessories. And first of all, we get an alternate bottom jaw piece, which looks nice. The painting on it, not great, but honestly, this is still, something small, but it's nice. I will admit the teeth look pretty bad, but yeah, no, the rest of the painting here looks good. I actually really like the transparent blue here. That looks really nice to me, but yeah. Anyway, we have a bit of a ball joint right here. So, yeah. We'll talk about this more at the end of the video. So, yeah. Anyway, we have another accessory right here. This is sort of a remold, retool of the original 2014 Spitfire Atomic Breath piece, which I liked a lot. I like this more because it's more of like a darker blue. Actually, this kind of reminds me of like a dark blue Gatorade. I don't know if that's just me, but that's what this kind of reminds me of, but yeah. But it's pretty much the same in terms of sculpt. Of course, this is a darker shade of blue, which looks nice. And right here on the top, we have kind of like a grayish color to kind of make it look like this, like it's shining, which does look nice, but yeah, no, the sculpting is the same, the detailing is the same, everything else is pretty much the same. I don't have the original piece with me, but if you want, you can go back to my review of the 2014 Spitfire figure and go check it out for yourself, but yeah. But either way, this still looks nice. And you can connect the two, you just need to make sure that this point right here is sticking upwards. And you just want to plug that in, like so. And there you go. So you can kind of recreate that scene from the movie where he's breathing his atomic breath up in the air. So, yeah. We'll show that off at on the figure near the end, but yeah, we'll just put these here for now. But now, take a look at the figure itself. And this is actually a very nice figure, and this is actually a lot better than the 2014 SH MonsterArts figure, but yeah. Anyway, first we'll take a look at the painting on this figure, and the painting on this figure is actually very nice. Most of the figure is a dark, kind of like a charcoalish color, which does look nice. We do get some minor bits of red, like on the tail right here. I don't know if you can see that, or not really red, but kind of like a brownish pinkish color. And that's also on the front of the body as well, and on the neck. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but yeah, you can kind of see that a little bit. But yeah, no. So yeah, most of the body is a sort of like a charcoal color, which does look nice. The toenails and fingernails are painted a grayish color, which again looks nice. And going to the head, the painting here is, well, it's not great, but it's not awful either. The eyes, they don't look bad. They are a little cross-eyed, which is kind of a running theme here with a lot of SH MonsterArts figures. But it doesn't look too bad on camera. In general, yeah, it's noticeable, but in my opinion, it honestly doesn't really bother me at all. And these eyes are actually small, and they actually look cool, unlike with the NECA's, like, really bright white cartoonish eyes that are really derpy, but yeah, no. The painting here still looks nice. The teeth aren't great. To me, it just feels like the white is just kind of slapped on there. No shading or anything like that, but it's still alright. But the inside of the mouth is painted a reddish color, which actually does look nice. And that's about it for the painting on this figure. The head is a little but for the most part, I think that the painting here looks very nice. So, the painting on this figure gets a pass. Again, I know the head's kind of an issue, but the rest of the painting looks good, so it gets a pass. And even the head is kind of, you know, not bad either. It's just a little not great, but it still looks nice, so once again, it gets a pass. Anyway, now I'll take a look at the articulation. And the articulation on this figure is actually pretty good, and it's slightly better than the 2014 SH MonsterArts figure, so yeah. Anyway, the bottom jaw here is on a ball joint here, and we have a ball joint here, so he can look all the way up, which actually does look nice. So yeah, I actually like that a lot. But anyway, we have kind of a very limited ball joint here. Ball joint here. The shoulders are on ball joints, and we do have a bend in the elbow right here. The wrists have swivels, and you can move them side to side. So, yeah. The hips are on ball joints, though do be careful when moving this around because I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is a piece of plastic or piece of paint that's just kind of dangling there. So when you do move the hips around, just do be mindful of that. But yeah, the hips are on ball joints. We have a bend at the knee right here. We have a ball joint here and a ball joint at the ankle. So we kind of have like a double pivot. So you can kind of like do something like that. But yeah, no, that looks nice. And for the tail in terms of articulation is actually very nice. Right here, it is a little loose, and there are some spots where it doesn't really move a lot. But the detailing, or not detailing, but the articulation is very nice. However, at the base of the tail, like right here, it is very stiff. And I don't know if you can hear that, but when I move this around, you can kind of hear like a lot of like cracking and creaks and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know if that's my problem, but do be careful when you move the tail around, so, yeah. But, yeah, I know, I actually did take a hair blow dryer to this to try to kind of heat it up a little, so maybe it would loosen up a little, but no, it's just very tight, and that's something I'm not really the biggest fan of, so, yeah. But, anyway, that's pretty much it for the articulation on this figure. It's very nice. I like the articulation a lot. The tail's a little stiff, but for the most part, the articulation here is very nice. So the articulation gets a pass. Anyway, now I'll take a look at the sculpt. And the sculpting on this figure is pretty much perfect. I love how this thing looks in terms of sculpt, and earlier on I said, when I was looking at the box, there's a picture where the figure didn't look great, and actually holding this figure in hand, it is great. You know, the sculpting here is very nice. Sometimes the head can look a little weird, mainly like right here with the neck, but for the most part, everything is here. And this is honestly what we should have gotten for the 2014 release. And of course, we do have the minor differences that were in the movie, like the different looking dorsal plates right here, the spread out toes, and the more kind of like doled out tail, because in 2014 his tail was a lot more pointy, and King of the Monsters, they kind of made it less pointy, so yeah. But other than that, no, the sculpting on this figure is pretty much perfect, besides the neck here. The neck here, again, looks a little weird if you position it in the right way, but if you do position it then in certain ways, then it does look good. But yeah, no, the sculpting on this figure is very nice. It's pretty good, so it gets a pass. Anyway, now we'll take a look at the detailing. And the detailing on this figure, again, looks very nice. So the detailing on the face looks very nice. All of the scaling and whatnot looks great. My camera can focus. But yeah, no, that looks great. The inside of the mouth is detailed very nicely as well. So there's that. The neck is detailed very nicely as well, and you can even see the gills right here. We have more scaling on the side of the body, which looks very nice. Everything here is actually very nicely defined, and the detailing here looks very good. And if we go to the arms here, we have more scaling, which looks nice. I just bumped the camera, sorry about that. But yeah, no, the hand also looks very nice as well. Going to the hips here, the hips are, again, detailed very nicely. The scales look great. Everything here is pretty much great in terms of detailing. And even the feet look really nice as well. And if we go to the dorsal plates, we can see that the detailing here, again, looks very nice. The detailing on the tail looks very nice as well, but at a certain point it does kind of get a little, not bad, but not as good as the rest of the body. But yeah, the detailing here still looks very nice. Underneath we have a lot of creases in the tail, which looks very nice. And the front of the body is detailed very nicely as well. Everything here is very nicely defined, and yeah, no, everything here looks great. And that's pretty much it for the detailing on this figure. Now, we're not done yet. I still need to show off the accessories, which is what we're going to do right now. So what you want to do is you kind of want to, like, you want to pop off the bottom jaw, but you want to be careful because this is a very expensive figure. Or not very expensive, but it is kind of pricey, so yeah. So anyway, as you can see in here, there's a ball joint. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a little place for a ball joint to stick into, which is what this is going to be used for. So what you want to do is kind of push this upwards, the little ball joint right here. That's what I do anyway. And you just want to plug that in like so. You do kind of have to play around with it a little, but once you get it in, it's pretty much in there. So yeah. So again, sorry about this. Sorry if I'm, kind of taking a little too long. I just kind of want to show this off without... And I think it's in. So, yeah. It doesn't really fit in there that well. It can kind of tip over, but yeah, no, once it's in, it's in. So, yeah. Anyway, what you want to do is just make sure that this is sticking upwards. Plug that in like so. And there you go. I can't really get the whole thing on frame, but that's the best he's going to go. He can't really go upwards more, but unfortunately, the joints in the neck are kind of loose, so that's the best you're going to get. You can kind of play with it a little, so you can kind of make him like... That's a little better, but it's not really what the back of the box shows, so yeah. Unfortunately, this doesn't really work great, but you can kind of use it to kind of pose him using his atomic breath, I guess. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Not really, what the back of the box promises, but it's still cool that they tried, so yeah. And at the end of the day, should you get this? Honestly, yes. Yeah, the accessories here, they don't really work as they're supposed to. The painting in the head is a little off, and at some points the sculpting, like at least in the neck, can look a little weird, but for the most part, this is actually a very nice figure, and I actually really like this thing. Honestly, this might be the only SH Monster Arts figure I get out of this line, because I'm not really interested in Mothra and Rodan, because they're actually coming in a 2-pack, and honestly, they don't interest me at all. Mainly because, I already have the NECA Mothra, and at least as of me recording this, the NECA Rodan hasn't really come out yet, so I'm still kind of waiting on that. So those figures didn't really interest me. And as much as I'd love to get the SH MonsterArts King Ghidorah, there is no way I'm paying $180 for that, because in my opinion, no SH MonsterArts figure should exceed the price of $100. $100 should be like the highest, and even then that's still kind of like a bit pricey. Like maybe if it's like more of a rare figure like Biolante, then I guess that makes sense, but kind of like, 180, like if you're originally retailing the figure for $180, then yeah, no, that's a bit much. That better be a really good figure if it's that kind of money, but yeah, no. I get that it's big, but still not worth $180, so yeah. Godzilla's the only one I've gotten in this line, mainly because he's cheap, so yeah. And as of me recording this, King Ghidorah, he's not out yet, but if I ever see him in a Barnes & Noble, I probably won't get him because, again, that price tag. I'd like to. I'd really like to, but $180 just isn't really for me. But, yeah, no. And this figure itself is $70, which maybe that's a bit overpriced, but at least you're actually getting stuff, because with the Godzilla 2000 special color version, that figure was actually $5 more, but it didn't really come with anything. This figure actually comes with stuff, so yeah. So I guess the $70 is more worth it, but to be fair, this figure could have been a bit cheaper, maybe like $65 or something like that. And that's the thing, like a lot of SH MonsterArts figures to me are a little bit too expensive, maybe like $60 to $65 would be good. 70's a bit much, but yeah. I get that these are more of like high-end collector's items, but again, in my opinion, they're just a little overpriced. But yeah, no, at the end of the day, this is still a very nice figure. It's not my favorite SH MonsterArts figure. That title would have to go to the SH MonsterArts GMK Godzilla, but yeah, no, this is actually a way better figure than the NECA figure, because the NECA figure isn't bad, it's just very disappointing in my opinion. So, yeah. If you have the money, then definitely get this, but if you don't have the money, I'd say either save up for this figure or just, yeah, either save up for this figure or, wait for a discount. Probably don't get the NECA figure, and a lot of the Jax figures aren't really great either. And I don't have the Bandai Movie Monster Series figures, but I hear they're not really great either. So, yeah. At least, I don't know about Godzilla. I consider getting King Ghidorah just to kind of, like, get in the scale with my NECA figures, but yeah, no, their Rodan and their Mothra are just really bad looking, so yeah. Honestly, get this figure. This figure is great, and probably the best Godzilla figure out of all the 2019 figures, so yeah. Anyway, if you want to know how big he is, here he is next to Dr. Billy Grant. Alright, now that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zek out.